Welcome into Bengals Breakdown. I am your host, Stone Shields. Before we get into today's show, make sure you guys hit that sub button for me if you haven't done so already at youtube.com/Bengals TV. As you can see, we are only a few days away from hitting that 19,000 subscriber mark here at the channel. Let's see if we can't get it on this video alone. We will be with you guys throughout the remainder of the Cincinnati Bengals offseason. And then, of course, the preseason and the regular season as well. We got plenty of stuff to look forward to, plenty of stuff going on here at the channel. So don't miss out. Help yourself out and help us out here at the channel as well by hitting that sub button for me right now. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be talking about the highway robbery that Cincinnati and Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor were able to pull off here in this most recent NFL draft. And the guy I want to be spending a lot of time talking about here on today's show is running back Tahj Brooks. And I think Brooks really is the steal of the draft for the Cincinnati Bengals, and I think he's going to develop into a really, really solid player for this football team. And the value in which Cincinnati was able to get a player of his caliber in the 6th round really is incredible, in my opinion. I think this is a guy that probably was more of a 3rd, 4th round type of back, but considering couple of things. Number one, a lot of people passed on him. And number two, how strong of a running back class this was in this past year's draft in the NFL. He was able to slide down to that 6th round for Cincinnati, and it kind of was a low-key need for this Bengals team, right? They only had 6 picks, and we kind of went back and forth. Do they address the running back position? Do they not? I think they needed to do it, despite the fact that, hey, Zach Moss is coming back, that you were able to bring back Samaje Perine from the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously complimenting Chase Brown as your running back 1. I think Cincinnati needed to get a running back, and they were able to do it with their last pick. And in my opinion, that may have been their best pick in the entirety of this draft. So I do really believe that is some highway robbery action there for Duke Tobin and the Bengals front office. And on today's show, we're going to be spending a lot of time talking about Tahj Brooks. Before we fully dive into that, though, do want to get to the pinned comment here on today's show. Grade the Tahj Brooks pick for me in the comment section right now. A, B, C, D, or F. I want to know what you guys think. Sound off for us in the comment section of today's video. And if that ad comes here on YouTube, that's totally fine. You can ignore it. Take advantage of it. Get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. It's a guy in Tahj Brooks that has played a lot of football. Spent all 5 of his seasons with Texas Tech and really kind of just got better and better and better each season. And there's a lot of things that really impressed me with Tahj Brooks. When you're talking about Cincinnati and their plans here for this draft in 2025, they really couldn't afford to take risky players in the sense of some off-the-field risk, right? Obviously, Shamar Stewart in the 1st round, that definitely is a risk, but they wanted to take guys that were mature and that guys were great leaders. And I think Tahj Brooks certainly fits that bill. We'll kind of get into some of the stuff that has been reported on Tahj Brooks. But when I heard him talk at Bengals rookie minicamp, it really did blow me away. Out of all the people that the media was able to talk to, I was most thoroughly impressed with Tahj Brooks. The manner in which he carried himself. He's a guy that seems really, really humble and is just so happy to be living out his dream to be playing in the National Football League. And seeing him out there on the practice field as well, I saw some really good things from Tahj Brooks. He definitely is a big back, strong dude for sure, and I think he's going to do a great job of complementing Chase Brown. Now, what exactly his role will look like in year 1, that obviously remains to be determined here at this point, but I do believe he is going to have a really bright future here for the Cincinnati Bengals at some point here throughout his career. What his role looks like immediately, again, some question marks on what that will look like. Obviously, you got some veterans in that room. Obviously, the rookie contract is 4 years, and I would be surprised if he wasn't near the top of that room at least by 2026. Plenty more on Brooks to come here in a second, but do want to give a shout-out to our friends over at Fanatics. Let you guys know that Bengals sideline hats Bengals draft hats are still out. They're still available. You can go get them. That's chatsports.com/Bengals Draft Hats. We will put that link in the comments section and the description of today's video. They got some really cool stuff there up on Fanatics. I think these draft hats are some of the best ones they've done here in recent years. So one more time for you guys. That's chatsports.com/Bengals Draft Hats. All right, we talked about this tweet a couple of days ago when it came out on May 9th. We're sitting here about a week later. This is from Joe Daneman. Does a great job covering really all sports in Cincinnati for Fox 19. And this quote in particular kind of blew me away about Tahj Brooks. Brooks said, "Nobody touches my quarterback." And I love that mindset coming into his NFL career here in Cincinnati. Obviously, the Bengals are a pass-first team. You got to be able to run the football to win championships. You understand that. But the running backs that are brought in here, you better be ready to block. You better be ready to protect Joe Burrow. And it seems like Tahj Brooks is fully on board with that. And I think that complements well to a guy like Dylan Fairchild, who you're bringing in as an interior offensive lineman as well. And he kind of has that same mindset and mantra as well. When you're coming here to play for the Cincinnati Bengals, that's priority number one. Right? There's a lot of things that go into winning, but you got to protect Joe Burrow. You got to be making sure you're doing the things that Joe Burrow wants. And it seems like Tahj Brooks is fully on board with making that happen. As I mentioned, some questions in terms of what will his role look like. I think at some point you're going to see Tahj Brooks catapult to the top of this room, not the very top. Chase Brown is your guy, running back one. He's going to be your guy for several years. I think the Bengals really knocked that pick out of the park a couple of years ago. But at some point, you're going to need a new running back too. Or Zach Moss, Samaje Perine, probably just going to be here for one more year. Would be my guess. We'll see. Maybe they play outstanding, what have you, and they're back beyond just this year. But it feels like he's going to have an opportunity, Tahj Brooks, to be that right-hand man to Chase Brown at some point in 2026, probably. Now, if he can really, continue to develop, play well in the preseason, shoot, he might catapult up near the top of that room very, very soon. But again, I think this Bengals running back room was a kind of a weakness going into the offseason. And based on how they have handled things this offseason, I think now it is a borderline strength of this football team with the re-signing of Zach Moss, with the acquisition of Samaje Perine, and, of course, drafting Tahj Brooks as well. Another opportunity for you guys to get involved with our show here at Bengals Breakdown. Will Tahj Brooks develop into a great running back, too? I think that's really the goal here for Tahj Brooks when you're talking about his career here with the Cincinnati Bengals. At some point, you want him to be that second running back. You took him in the 6th round. I think that's the goal that a lot of people in this organization have. Do you think it'll happen? Let me know. Type Y for yes or N for no. You want to kind of focus in on just exactly how valuable this pick was for Cincinnati, because you take a look at all of these backs that were drafted before Tahj Brooks was taken by Cincinnati in the 6th round. Obviously, the two guys there off the bat, Jeanty, Hampton, Judkins, Henderson, those guys kind of in a class of their own. Don't think Tahj Brooks was a round 2 talent guy. But you see all those picks in round 4. Bhayshul, Tuten, Cam Skattebo, Trevor, Etienne, Woody Marks out of USC. I mean, you can't sell me that all of those guys are better and more valuable than Tahj Brooks. I think there's really a possibility that he could have went in that range, certainly, if the class wasn't so deep. And the list doesn't end there. It continues here. Several more picks in the 4th, 5th, and 6th round that did not go to Tahj Brooks before ultimately Cincinnati selected him. Jarquez Hunter, Dylan Sampson. Obviously, those are some big names there as far as running backs go. But then you kind of get down this list here. Jordan James, Jaden Blue out of Texas, DJ Giddens, Ollie Gordon II, Devin Neal, Khalil Mullings out of Michigan, rather. You can't sit there and tell me that all those guys are definitely clear-cut better than Tahj Brooks. I think it really was a steal that Cincinnati was able to get him where they got him in the 6th round of this 2025 NFL Draft. I think Duke Tobin and Zach Taylor deserve a lot of credit for that. And hopefully they can, turn him into being a really solid back in this league. The guy that is tasked with doing that is this guy right here, Justin Hill for the Cincinnati Bengals. We don't spend a ton of time talking about assistant coaches here on the show, but Justin Hill is a guy that really has done some great stuff here with his time with the Cincinnati Bengals. He made the jump back in 2021 from college to the pros, was a part of that Bengals Super Bowl run. You think how important and valuable the running backs were then, right? When it was Joe Mixon, Samaje Perine. Joe Mixon had some of the best years of his career under Justin Hill, and you look at what he's done with Chase Brown as well. In year 2 for Chase Brown, he really exploded onto the scene and really became one of the most underrated and undervalued running backs in the National Football League for you last season. Justin Hill is going to be very key in the development of Tahj Brooks. I think Justin Hill deserves a lot of praise for what he's done at the Bengals as the Bengals running back coach here over the past, 4 or 5 years. I'm expecting big things for him as well. And this room, if it can be a strength for this Bengals team, look out, because that offense might be borderline unstoppable. We'll have more Bengals updates for you on my Twitter page. Help me out. Give me a follow. We will have all of our content as well posted on my Twitter page. So help me out. Give me a follow over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, @StoneShields_.